So I just watched the movie Songwriter. Basically what it is it's a candid look at Ed Sheeran's songwriting process for his #1 hit album, Divide. And it's pretty cool. Even if you don't like Ed Sheeran's music, it is pretty interesting to see how songs that are like that popular are made. Plus, I don't know about you, but I just kind of like to see how other artists work and be like, do I do it like them? After watching this movie, turns out, yeah, kinda. Granted, he probably does have access to some stuff that, you know, we don't, but most of the stuff is done almost exactly how you do it. Wow, I made a list of 5 lessons from Ed Sheeran's songwriting process that can help you be better. So I tried to make it in order from like the beginning to like the end of the songwriting process, but the points kind of like intertwine a lot, but whatever. Number 5, don't wait till you're good to start. So this is the only lesson that's not like derived from the most recent album. It's just from one of the clips that was featured in the documentary. Ed Sheeran's first song. It's not good. Granted, he is like 13, but so the point here is kind of cliche, but it's that nobody's great at the beginning, and this is very real proof of that. If you know what I mean. And 2 quotes I liked were,
the best songs that you write will be 5 years from now.
And the second one was an analogy where he compared the process of writing songs to running a dirty tap in an old house. Which is kind of specific, but
I kind of view songwriting as a dirty tap in an old house. You switch on the dirty tap and it just spits out shit water for about 10 minutes, and then it starts flowing clean water, and then little bits of grit still come out, and then after a while it's just clean.
But now you might be thinking, okay, I'd love to write, but how? Number 4, just write. In Songwriter, you actually get to see like the very inception of some of Ed Sheeran's big songs. And you see that they're just kind of born out of messing around. Like, he doesn't go into it like, I had a dream about the most brilliant thing, and like Paul says about Let It Be.
In the dream, my mother came to me in the dream.
I'm not saying that didn't happen, Paul. I'm just saying that the way Ed does it is probably really similar to how you've done it. He's fiddling around, playing some chords, and he just kind of starts mumbling stuff until it sounds like a song. He wrote Love Yourself just like while messing around on the back of a tour bus. Like, it wasn't actually an idea, they just kind of thought it was funny, and then they were like, wait, this doesn't suck that much.
Like, it becomes less of a joke.
Kind of works, yeah. He didn't have the intention of coming up with one of his biggest hits. He was just kind of like singing and playing, and he was like, hey, this is cool. My point is, it's just a matter of actually doing it. So just do it. So now that you have some songs written out, where do you go from here? Number 3, don't be scared to share. Now this is kind of a 2-for-1, but in all the songs we were just talking about, one thing they all had in common is Ed was writing with other people. And that in itself is a good thing, you know, to be able to like bounce your ideas off other people and work together.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
But before you can even work with others, you have to be willing to, you know, share what you're making with others. Obviously. It can be kind of scary to share like any creative work with other people, because you're kind of making yourself vulnerable to them. It's obviously easier said than done, but in this documentary you can really see that like Ed doesn't hold back. He just shares everything.
Wait, I'll play you the other riff.
Ed would like your opinion.
Just too happy? If so, it goes
He's willing to put himself out there, and I think that's something that we all have to try to do too. Believe in yourself. Number 2, set deadlines. When making Divide, Ed had a time frame where he had to make the entire album, and it was about 2 months. That's not the point though. The point is that when you give yourself an infinite amount of time to complete something, it's likely that you're gonna use it. Because when you're making something, you probably want it to be as perfect as you can possibly make it, and you're gonna continue to just see little things that you can change or that you want to redo, and you're just never gonna get anything done. But setting a timeline forces you to make compromises, and it forces you to actually make something. That said, you know, you can continue to tinker with things a little bit after the deadline.
Thinking out loud, singing Don't were all after the album's finished, no? Or
Yeah, but that's because I was scrambling because the album wasn't great.
If there's a deadline you have to meet, at the very least, you'll have a concrete, presentable thing by some point. And number 1, smoke cigarettes. All real musicians do it, And if you don't, then you're not cool. No. The real number one. There's no secret. There's no magic to Ed Sheeran's music. And I don't mean that in like, it sucks, doesn't make me feel. That's not what I mean. What I mean is he doesn't have any special secret that allows him to write these chart-topping hits. You know, he doesn't do it any differently from you. He's probably just been doing it longer. The difference between like music in comparison to, you know, movies, you really don't need much to make a song. Like if you had all the time in the world, you can't make Avengers. Music, anyone can do it. For example, Ed Sheeran recorded Happier while on a boat. It wasn't like a nice boat either. There was like pipes in the background. But you didn't need like this massive studio to make this massive song. You know, just use what you have. It just shows that it doesn't take much to do a lot. It's life advice. And that's it. If you want to check out the movie, I'll link it down there. So what's stopping you from making a song? I want to know. I need excuses. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you soon.
Tell me if
Bye.
I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm right.